Hey guys, this is Wolfie, and today we are going to talk about Christian McCaffrey's injury. Apparently, he has Achilles tendonitis, and apparently, the NFL has given a statement on Jordan Mason's comments on whether or not he started. He knew he was going to start on Friday night. So there's a couple of news there. We are going to also read an article on Aaron Rodgers' response to his loss, and we're just going to laugh at him because he sucks. He doesn't really suck. He wasn't that bad, but I hate him. Anyway. Rich Eisen, we're watching Rich Eisen video of him responding to the loss and what he thinks of the 49ers, and then we're going to watch Nick Wright also respond to Brock Purdy's play because he had a surprising response that I figured that I'd want to share with just the 49ers fans so they know that, like, holy crap, he had something nice to say, which is really shocking for Nick Wright. I'm not going to lie to you. So that's what's going to be on the docket today. If whoever watches later, please sub if you like the content. If you're not subbing already, like the video because it supports me even when I'm live and when I'm not live. So I appreciate that down to a T. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's look up Christian McCaffrey's injury. Let me bring it up on the screen so you guys know that I'm not just reading bullshit. So I'd like to share that information. Boom. We got Christian McCaffrey's Achilles tendonitis. Shanahan reveals 49er stars Week 2 status. We're not going to watch the video because it's 10 minutes long. We don't need to watch the entire interview. We just need to look at the highlights. I can't think right now. Sorry, guys. Epically failed. All right. So McCaffrey was held out for week 1 game against the New York Jets on Monday night with a calf strain and Achilles tendonitis. I keep thinking tinnitus, and tinnitus is not the same. Tinnitus is a fucking. I have that posted in the under the video for this live. I have it as tinnitus, not tendonitis. Tinnitus is when you have a ringing in your ear, a permanent ringing in your ear. So fuck that up. Anyway, he has Achilles tendonitis. That stuff comes and goes, Shanahan said in a conference call with Bay Area reporters on Tuesday. And when it's acting up, it's something you have to be careful about. Christian is very vigilant about that stuff. From in my research of the Achilles tendon, I only did like 15 minutes research, not too much here. But from what I saw, that this injury, if you got Achilles tendonitis, that means at any point your Achilles could rupture. It's really like the ultimate sign that, hey, you cannot be moving. You're done. Stop. And it's good to know that Christian's taking that very seriously. And it's possible that it was up to Christian if he would go. And if it was a playoff game, I have no doubt in my mind that he would play, even taking that risk, because he just wants to win a Super Bowl and he knows that he can help out a lot. So I understand where he's coming from. I'm glad that he realized that this was just a week 1. Let it go. Don't lie to the coach. Just say, hey, give Jordan Mason the chance. He can do it. I'll be back when this tinnitus goes away. So that's good to hear. But I'll continue on. Let me continue on what he said. If it was a playoff game, he made it very clear to me he believes he could go, just like we thought. Where else? It's a tough decision, but hearing all the opinions and stuff in the long run, it made it easy. Shanahan said. I'm sure if he heard that if you have Achilles tendonitis at any moment your Achilles could rupture, and Shanahan knows even with Jordan Mason. Not having CMC makes the team weaker. So it's actually really cool to see he's taking that seriously, to be honest with you. So, and apparently the 49ers list McCaffrey to a day-to-day. There's the article. Sorry, guys. McCaffrey is day-to-day as the club begins preparation to return action to the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday in week 2. So we're going to Minnesota. From what I researched about Achilles tendonitis, it depends really on how much that player is hurting. From what I researched, tinnitus could be a 3 to 6 month recovery. It really can. If you want it, I also read that one of them could be up to a year, depending upon the severity of the tendonitis. So honestly, I got a feeling they don't even know. I got a feeling they don't have any idea the severity of his injury, I bet. Because it sounds to me from my research, there's multiple different kinds of grades of tendonitis, where one is like, it's only like a month or 2. One is 3 to 6 months, and another one is a whole year. So depending upon what kind of tinnitus he has, how bad it is, will determine that. But from what I've heard, it's going to be at least 4 weeks. So if he's gone for at least 4 weeks with this, and I think they slowed him. When did he stop practicing in training camp? CMC stop training. I don't know how to word that in Google right now. Because there was nothing about him before he signed a contract. CMC, that was a year ago. August 6th. All right, so this was August 6th, training camp notebook. Christian McCaffrey suffered a calf strain and is expected to be out of practice for the next couple of weeks. That is the injury that put him to the side. So he has been dealing with this Achilles tendonitis, technically, based on what we originally thought was calf strain, turned out to be an Achilles tendonitis. If this was back in August 6th and is what, August 10th now, that means he could come back next week. But if he doesn't come back next week, that means it's more severe than we thought. And it's probably going to be a 3-month recovery. So, because if he started on August 6th and he's been recovering from it, and he hasn't done anything, no practice at all since then I'd say he's probably not going to be back. I don't want to say it because I'm not a doctor, nor do I know the real report. So I feel bad saying this confidently. But from all the sounds of it, from what I'm getting, if it's past the 4-week mark and he's still not recovering from it, it sounds to me it's going to be a 3-month recovery. Don't hold it to me, but just based on from what I heard. So, Wolfie says, Papa J, welcome to the stream, man. Missed your last stream, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. We had a party. Let me fix this tendinitis. Tinnitus is not the same. Tinnitus is not the same as tendinitis. My bad. I thought I had that wrong. I was like, that's so wrong. That's not how you spell tendinitis. All right, let me fix that. Boom, saved it. I saved it. Fixed. We got 6 people in here. Be sure to like the live, guys. Support your boy. Support your boy. You go live every single day. And if you have comments, you got something to say, throw yourself in the comment section. I'd love to hear it. Just don't make it personal. Whatever you got to say, throw yourself in the comment section. I'll read it. I'll put that shit on here. I'll put you on blast. All right. So Christian McCaffrey, so he either is going to come back at any moment or this is a 3-month injury. And again, he's been recovering since August 6th. So, God, that's such a, if he's not back now, that's a bad sign in my opinion. But if he's just day to day, he doesn't play this week or next week, then I don't know, man. It kind of sucks, but I mean, we could be freaking out right now. We could be like just losing our minds because CMC got hurt, We could be stuck. We could be screwed over, with Elijah Mitchell getting hurt. If Jordan Mason was not good, our running backs would be Garendo and P. Taylor. So I'm very thankful that Jared Mason is the running back that he is. He's not better than CMC, but he's still really good, and he does really good in this system. Jordan Mason does. So it doesn't hurt. Like it doesn't. I don't feel hopeless. I don't feel like we're not going to win games in the future because we have Jordan Mason. But if we didn't have CMC, I know for a fact a lot of 49ers fans would be losing their minds. They'd be freaking out. They'd be like, when is he going to come back? We don't know because we don't know. But since we have Jordan Mason, we feel safe. We feel okay. We have a safety blanket. But if Jordan Mason gets hurt next week and Christian McCaffrey is still dealing with the tinnitus, then there might be a little bit of concern. So knock on wood that he doesn't get hurt. And hopefully we can hear some news about when he can actually return. But I do not think he's going to play against the Vikings in week 2. I don't think he's going to come back. And people might not like this, but I'm going to make a prediction. And I might be completely wrong, but I don't think he comes back until like maybe week 5, week 6. That's my guess. And again, I'm not a doctor. I don't know the real analytics of his injury, but my guess would be, whatever your guess. Let me know what you guys think when he will come back. Let me know your guesses, what you think will happen. I'd love to hear it, but from what I heard, it's past the 1-month mark. I'm gonna say 5 or 6. Week. Oh my God, I can't speak right now. Week 5 or week 6. There we go. All right, so now let's jump over to the other thing that kind of relates to Jordan Mason and CMC, which is the comment that Jordan Mason made about him getting the call that, hey, you're going to play on Friday. Well, he was told that he was going to play on Monday, on Friday. So that's kind of confusing. But he was told that on Friday night, apparently, according to him. To me, I talked about in the previous live, I think I truly believe Kyle when he says that I told him this, and then he said that I just knew on Friday night, like I knew then. I think he just. I don't think he said it verbatim. I don't think it was a quote for quote that, hey, you're a start. I think he was just excited. He was like, hey, man. And he was probably told that, hey, there's a good chance you're going to start, so prepare like you are. I could totally believe that. I could see it because the way he responded, it wasn't instant. It wasn't like, oh, man, I was ready to go since Friday night. It wasn't like that. It was like, I guess I could say Friday night. I could say not even like, oh, it was definitely Friday night, without a doubt. No, I think he was just nervous. It was his first media session. He just balled out his first year. I don't think he was thinking. I think he was just in euphoria at the time. He was just being excited about what he just accomplished. And I hope that nobody is pushing some sort of narrative by attacking him. I don't think anybody is. I haven't seen any, but hopefully no one's giving him shit for that. I've seen comments where someone says, well, he needs to be better than the media. It's not the media's fault. Blah, 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 blah. I get that, but I don't think the question was out. The media wanted to know. Everyone wanted to know. A lot of people want to know. So the question isn't necessarily a bad one for Jordan Mason. However, it seems like there's this assumption that he truly meant this. Like he truly meant not playing Friday night, where people are not getting any leeway to Jordan Mason at all. And I don't think that's fair. So the question, I don't think it was bad. I do think he should answer the question. But it sounds to me people are hounding him and giving him shit for it. And I don't think you should. I don't think that should be a thing. So I feel bad for the guy. I know a lot of people lost money because of they didn't find out about Christian McCaffrey 90 minutes earlier, but I want you guys to know that many teams do this all the time. Not just the 49ers. Every team lies about the injury report because they want that advantage. They're not thinking about your fantasy team. They're not thinking about how much money you can make. They're thinking about winning the game. And if it gives them an advantage, they're going to do it. So I think it's absolutely ridiculous for people to be like, why didn't you say anything? It's just the smart thing to do. It's just the smart thing to do. I'd be upset if Jordan Mason came out and straight up said with conviction, oh, they told me Friday night, I was excited, blah, 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 blah. I can see where they're coming from because now you kind of rub in your face and stuff. But this is a lot of maybes and a lot of like what ifs or just I'm going to assume he actually meant this. Just a lot of that. Just a lot of that. And I'm not a fan. So what did the NFL had to say about this? Monday night games with the aforementioned calf and Achilles issues noted, the policy defines questionable as uncertain if player will play and limited practice as doing less than 100% of players' normal repetitions. Hold on, there was a reason why I need to read that. Hold on. All right, okay. So they reached out to the NFL, and this I went too far. So here we go. The short answer appears to be no. The 49ers didn't break any rules. The most recent publicly available NFL policy regarding injury reports states that the teams are required to provide an accurate description of a player's injury status and his level of participation during the practice week, and an accurate description of a player's anticipated availability for a club's next game by required notice date. The San Francisco 49ers did all of that with McCaffrey. The running back was listed as a limited participant in practice during the week and was marked as questionable in the team's final injury report prior to Saturday. The due date for injury reports ahead of Monday night games. With the aforementioned calf and Achilles issue noted, the policy defines questionable as uncertain if the player will play, so I guess he was questionable, and limited participation as doing less than 100% of players' normal repetitions, which he did less than that. San Francisco SFA reached out to the NFL for clarification on whether the 49ers broke any policies with their injury report, but a spokesperson declined to comment. CBS Sports Jonathan Jones noted Tuesday, the NFL regularly looks into compliance with injury reports as standard procedure. So if they were to, we would know by now, is what I'm trying to say. Like it would, once they immediately figured it out, then they would know about that before like anybody else would, or even Jordan Mason came out with it. It's probably something they would know first. But I don't know. I think this whole thing is kind of stupid, really, to be honest. But if you want to know if the 49ers are going to do anything, if the NFL is going to do anything, they're not. So, yay! According to this. And I don't think Jordan Mason said anything damning to prove otherwise either, too. So We all knew that Christian McCaffrey was questionable. We all knew there was a chance that he wasn't going to play. There was no lying. You know, you took that gamble and it just didn't work out for you. Now you're trying to take what a player said to justify why you got fucked over. No, you made a bet and you failed. Deal with it. That's what happens when you make bets. That's what happens when you make bets. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Aaron Rodgers, what Aaron Rodgers had to say after the game. Let's see what Aaron Rodgers had to say. Aaron Rodgers completed his first passes in 610 days on Monday night. Congrats. Congrats. Douchebag. Miscusing, blah, blah. Where's his quotes? All right, so here's Aaron Rodgers and what he had to say for his play call. The 4-yard center caller, however, dismissed the idea that new pieces playing together and the lack of preseason action contributed to his herky-jerky affair. What the? That's a weird way of saying that. Okay, that's an excuse for sure. I'm not going to use that. He said after the game, I don't think we should. We expect greatness when we step on the field. I mean, if you were at training camp, you know, not being a distraction. There were moments that felt really good, but not sustained. We felt like we could just get a first down and we'd be rolling. We had those 3 and outs, which really hurt us. I think a lot of stuff is correctable, which is great for coaches, but frustrating for players. We know how close we are or were, but there's no time for that. We're going to move on to Tennessee quickly, and then we've got a game 4 days after that. This is a tough opener for us, travel-wise and schedule-wise, but no excuses. We have to play better. We'll bounce back next week. I mean, if you do need a bounce back game, I mean, Tennessee might be the way to go. No offense to Tennessee versus the Bears, but I'm not saying like a lot of quarterbacks started off bad, you know, a lot of iffy ones, you know, not Brock Purdy. Just saying. A lot of them played bad, so I don't want to judge Will Levis yet, but if Will Levis played anything like he did in the second half of a game versus the Jets, I think the Jets would win that game. Honestly, if there's a get-right game, without a doubt, it's going for the Jets. It's going to be the Tennessee Titans game. Even despite like doing a lot to fill that roster, we'll see if the quarterback Will Levis can shake everything off because he was the reason they lost. He's playing fine. He was playing fine at first, and then he became shit. Some quarterbacks are just first half kind of type quarterbacks. That does happen. But in the second half, Will Levis was the reason they lost that game. So if Will Levis continues the way he plays, I think that the defense the Jets have, because the Jets do have a good defense. You got to keep in mind the 49ers have a good offense. The Titans have a questionable offense going against a good defense. So my money's more on the Jets than the Titans in this situation, just based off week 1, which is not a fair really a fair reason to go for the Jets in this situation. But with the very little evidence that's been shown to me, I'm going to go with that. And the evidence tells me that the Jets are going to beat the Titans. So, and until the Titans show me on offense that they can do a lot more than just run the fucking ball, I got to give it to the Jets, man. Got to give it to the Jets. So that's what Aaron Rodgers had to say about that. And that's everything. Okay, so we talked about CMC's injury. He has tendonitis. There's absolutely no timetable for his return. He can come back 3 months from now, next week. He can come back a year from now. It could be an injury like that. It quite literally just depends upon the recovery of Christian McCaffrey's Achilles. So it kind of sucks not having a timetable. But, and I know it says day-to-day. I believe it says day-to-day. Yeah, it says McCaffrey is day-to-day. But I don't know. From what I hear, the reason why you rest an Achilles, you can do things on Achilles tendonitis. You can do things on them. You can perform on it, and you're going to feel weird. But the moment that shit snaps, you're done. It's literally your body telling you it's going to snap. You need to stop. So we'll see. Because McCaffrey, I feel like even if he did have a little bit of pain in his tendonitis, he would still go, and that's the scary part. All right, so let's go ahead and now get to the 2 videos I want to show you guys before we get out of here. Hope if everyone's still here, be sure to like the live, support your boy. If you haven't already, tell your friends, put posters on like walls and shit. Graffiti a bridge, put that one 49er fan on YouTube. That'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead and watch Rich Eisen talk about his Jets and his advice for the Jets after getting steamrolled by the 49ers on Monday Night Football. I thought this was kind of fun. I've already listened to it. I liked the response that he had. It wasn't like the last Rich Eisen video I showed, which was boring as fuck, and he wasn't really talking about what I thought he would talk about. I actually watched this one, and he actually, gives his honest opinion on the Jets and the 49ers situation. Spread the word. Woo! Appreciate you, man. Real one. As Chat Sports would say. The real ones. The real ones. All right, here we go.
It's very rare you can say about a team that just got kind of punked on national television. All right? By the way, I looked at you and I said punked.
Yeah, I caught that.
Okay, that's for you, man.
He didn't come out, though.
And your buddy asked you.
Yeah.
Listen, very rare that you can say about a team like that you come out net positive because your quarterback's healthy. Hey,
that's a good point.
Aaron Rodgers walked out. He actually played more than 5 snaps. He even played more than one drive. But that's says it all as well. That says it all as well. Rodgers, by the way, only threw it to 3 teammates last night.
Brock Purdy threw it to, I know he threw it to multiple receivers more than once. He completed multiple passes to 5 different receivers. Mad flex. And he threw to 7 different receivers. So, just saying, Brock Purdy in 2024 greater than Aaron Rodgers.
That's it. He threw it to Garrett Wilson, he threw it to Breece Hall, and he threw it to Alan Lazard. Those are the only Jets who caught a pass last night. That's a problem.
We know that body training can move to its own rhythm.
Well,
and pull-ups has we.
I'm not monetized anyway, but you can get in trouble for ads, I've heard. So fingers crossed I'm in trouble for that.
That's a problem. You know what? It's also a problem.
What?
A championship defense that does have the massive break of the best running back in the NFL suddenly, magically going poof on the inactive list. And the backup takes the ball 28 times and jams it down your throat.
Don't feel bad, guys. You guys are giving your Jets defense a little too much hate. Jordan Mason is just that guy. Yeah, you probably should have performed a little bit better. I'm not going to lie in the run game because Jordan Mason's not a CMC, let's be real. But Jordan Mason's also a good running back. He saw holes that I didn't even see, and I could see the D-line and the offensive lineman. I could see the whole thing. He made plays where I expected him to not make plays. So it's not like the defense played good. The defense played great. I just think Jordan Mason made better decisions than what the defense ended up deciding to do in the holes that they were trying to plug. That's just me.
147 yards. At one point, I had to make sure I heard it right. I racked it back when Joe Buck said that Jordan Mason had not had these many carries since high school.
High school, yeah,
Wow.
I heard that.
Since high school.
Didn't even have it at Georgia Tech. And there's a lot of questions as to when he found out when he was going to play.
That actually says a lot about Jordan Mason's comment when he says like, man, I don't know how CMC does this or something like that. That's not exactly what he said. But he said something on the natures like I don't know how you do it or something. But I mean, if he's never done this many carries before, I can see where he comes from now when he says that. When I first heard it, I took it as a negative. I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing to say. But after kind of like hearing that, like this is the first time he's ever done this, run the ball this many times, as much as like almost CMC. I'm pretty sure he's ran the ball more than CMC. I think he's got the record. It's been 13 years or something like that. So he actually had more not pressure, but more fatigue pressed on him than CMC did. He had a lot more carries. So, but then again, CMC does a lot of catching the ball too, along with the carries. So I take that back.
And start, that's we'll talk about that later on in the program. But the Jets found out 90 minutes before, no Christian McCaffrey. And I'm wondering if they thought, oh, we got this in the bag, because they did not have it in the bag.
No, they did not.
And there was one drive when the Jets took a 7-3 lead. It was the Rick Dalton gif. It was like, that's it. That drive right there. That's what Jets fans were dreaming about last year that went poof with an Achilles pop. That drive right there where Garrett Wilson was unstoppable. Breece Hall had some nice touches. Rodgers was in full command, and it looked easy. Right down the Niners defense, knife through hot butter. But that turned out to be a mirage. For one night. For one night.
Happy mirage.
Aaron Rodgers had this to say about his performance, because this was also something I wanted to hear as well. New York media, Aaron Rodgers, this is the way how he handles his business. I was concerned about that, as you know, when he first arrived in New York. So to come up with a performance like that, that was definitely disappointing. It's just the first week. Wondered what he would say, and certainly when the New York media would follow up, fishing for something. Check it out.
We expect greatness when we step on the field. There were moments, for sure. There were moments that felt really good, but not sustained. Felt like if we could just get a first down, we'd be rolling. And we had those 3 and outs, which really hurt us. But I think a lot of stuff's correctable, which is great for coaches. It's frustrating for players because we know how close we were/are. But no time for that. We're going to move on to Tennessee quickly, and then we got a game 4 days after that. So this is a tough opener for us, travel-wise and schedule-wise. But no excuses. We got to play better. I got to play better, and we'll bounce back next week.
You were not happy with the way you played?
I can play better. Yeah, and I missed a couple throws. I missed the one to Garrett there, last drive I was in. The pick, I missed just slightly inside on that one.
You did not slightly miss that. All right, that was a bad decision. Lenore made a great play. Stop it. There was nothing. You made a bad decision on that throw. That's what you did, and Lenore just made a great play. There was nothing more you could have done. Nothing more. Douchebag.
Yeah, I felt overall I was getting the ball out pretty good, but had some opportunities that I'd like back.
God, that dude came off my screen. I can't stand him, dude. Cannot stand him, man. Fuck.
Full accountability, and a lot of his guys let him down last night sometimes. With the exception of a couple drives. But that Fred Warner is a grown ass man, and Bosa and the rest of that defense.
He was flying all over the field. I said this in my previous live at 9:30. Dude was like Superman. He lifts his body off the ground and throws his body at the ball carrier every single time in week 1. I saw him flying across the field. Like just going across the field, like left and right, dude. Like Fred Warner upped his game. Usually people are rusty, players are rusty, especially when we've seen this week 1. But my God, Fred Warner was like, not me.
Top 5 defense.
That was a clutch.
And
too.
The Jets are supposed to have one too. Robert Saleh had this to say afterwards.
No, I thought he looked fine. His command was fine. We'll be better, 100%. Like I'm not worried. Give San Francisco a lot of credit. I'm not worried offensively. I'm not worried defensively.
Hey, what up? Welcome, brother.
We'll get it fixed.
Our game was good.
Credit to them. Like I said,
he was super
it's a championship outfit, and they introduced us to some championship football. And we'll get that fixed.
Fashionably.
I'm a fan of that guy, man, and I know a lot of Jets.
I can't think of the fashionably late, but there's like another term for it. It's not fashionably late. Is it fashionably late? Whatever. You came in fashion. So
fans are getting a little bit tired because the Jets are supposed to be championship quality defense and have an offense where Rodgers, when healthy, should have a host of options, not just throw it to the three guys that were catching passes last night against the defense that you have to diversify against in order to win because they're really good.
He did.
So I'll just say this. If the defense likes Robert Saleh as much as I do, you better start playing. You can't let Jordan Mason come out there.
I'll take him. I'll take him. If you guys don't want him and our DC doesn't work out and you guys want to fire him, we'll take him back. I would say that the defense was the issue, but not really, because I feel like if Aaron Rodgers could just get it together and actually be that Hall of Fame quarterback that we're so used to seeing, I think that the 49ers offense wouldn't have how do I put this? They wouldn't have enough chances, because the more 3 and outs you give, the more you're giving more chances to the 49ers, who were very good at possessing the ball. So I feel like the defense just got, did they could. Honestly, be real. Let's be real. The 49ers got stopped in the red zone multiple times. They got stopped 6 times for field goals. When multiple of those should have been touchdowns. So there is promise. There's things you could be excited about with the defense. They just weren't very good in the long run, from the long distance, from the 30-yard line up to the 20-yard line of their own 20-yard line. They just were very good in that area. If they can figure that out, I think they'll be fine. I think defense is fine. I think they did some good things. But they were just going against a good San Francisco 49ers team. They were just going against a good offense. That's all they were doing. So, but I think it would have been a lot worse if Debo didn't look washed or slow, and if Ayuk didn't look wasn't rusty. So it could have been better. Milwaukee, Bob Jab, we're all showing love. Love it. All right. So that's my opinion on that. All right, let's continue.
And hit you 28 times for buck 47. You just can't. You can't let, a relative newbie on the offensive line like the Niners have at right guard. And
okay, Rich Eisen, now you're just being disrespectful straight up. You may be right. He's a newbie, I guess, but I took that as an insult. You can't just let Jordan Mason come in here and then the rookie Pooney just walk you. How about they're just fucking good? All right, it's not like a shitty player just walked your defense. You know what I mean? Give some credit to Mason and Booney there. They put the work in to be better than those players. I promise you, you have a good defense.
And let him just start mauling you. You just can't. You can't. And I see all these Jets fans out there saying, oh, if they only had Hassan Reddick. This dude has never played for the Jets. He's got clearly no allegiance to the Jets. He's got a contract he wants redone. And I don't know if he would have done much last night, even though Purdy was relatively clean. And a defense that gave up, by the way, for the first time in as far as Elias could count back to 1978. The Niners scored in their first, they scored in 8 straight drives, not to start the game, but the 8 straight drives they scored on. And if that defense wants to have Robert Saleh around, they got to step it up.
They were field goals, though. They were field goals. They were doing something. Yeah, they do. They got to step it up, But, still, I feel like we're not putting enough hate on Aaron Rodgers here. Everyone's like, oh, he played great. He was good. He wasn't the best Hall of Famer. He was still good. But that defense, my God. Well, if Aaron Rodgers was just better and didn't throw to just 3 fucking receivers, maybe that wouldn't have happened. You know what? There's a chart you're going to see later when we watch Nick Wright. He's throwing the entire left side. Did you know that? Aaron Rodgers threw everything to the left. I'm not exaggerating. He threw pretty much everything to the left. It's just, if your quarterback could actually throw the ball all over the field, maybe that would help you, score points, and the 49ers wouldn't have the extra drives because you're 3 and outs, and they probably wouldn't have some points. I just think that Aaron Rodgers didn't help his defense either.
Because that's a coach who, unfortunately, and Rodgers has admitted this, if this is not the outlier, and this is the way the Jets are going to have a 2024 season,
We're done, son.
I think that's a coach who's going to get got. And I think that would be unfortunate, to say the least.
If they do everything they did against the San Francisco, like they did, I don't expect that because San Francisco 49ers is a good offense and a good defense. And when a good offense faces a good defense, something's got to give, right? Well, if the Jets are giving every single week after week after week to every single opponent, then yeah, then he's probably fired. Sorry.
So it is, however, a wake-up call for a lot of folks out there who think the Jets are going to the Super Bowl, because that looked like a Super Bowl.
Wake up. Proper 49er, welcome to fam, bro. Hope you like the laugh. Saleh has a job in Sanford. He does. He does. I know for a fact, I'm telling you right now, even if we have Nick Sorensen, he's being a stud, even with Brandon Staley, who's apparently being very good, and it looks like it's vibing really well with our defense. So whatever Brandon Staley is doing is working. We would pick up Robert Saleh in a heartbeat and find a position for him. We will find a job for him. I know that for a fact. So you're right. He has a job in San Francisco. He always will. Welcome to the stream. Yep. Milwaukee spitting hot fire.
Super Bowl. There was one team that looked like a Super Bowl team last night, and it was one that made it for the NFC last year. But there is, again, a whole host of games to go. And I'll tell you this, they got to turn around and play a Titans team that I called the sleeper team in the AFC. I mean, they can buzz around.
They're frisky.
They're going to have, I mean, Garrett Wilson is going to look up and see L'Jarius Sneed right in front of him.
What? Did he just say that the Titans were frisky? And that pretty much just implied that they're a dangerous team? I guess if you think your defense is going to suck, I guess I could see why you would say something as foolish as that. The Titans are going up. And what I mean by that is, like, if they fail this year, there's not much bottom left. You know what I mean? So, but they have hopes because they have great players on their team. So to say that they're good and they're frisky and they might secretly be this good player, they're going up from here. What are you talking about? They're like from the 20s teams going up. The fuck? Did you not see the game? I did not see the Titans versus Bears game. Okay, I watched the highlights, watched a few people talk about it. I don't know what you're talking about or where you're coming from. Titans lost the game. They're the reason they lost. The fuck are you talking about? One of our defensive coaches is going to become a head coach next year. There's going to be room for Saleh. Dude, I don't think Nick Sorensen's going to I think Nick Sorensen's going to be a defensive coordinator this year. And if he's great, he's going to be defensive coordinator again. Because I could be wrong about this. I don't have the research in front of me, but I think that a coordinator has to be on a team for 2 years or something like that. I think there's like a rule or something. I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I've heard a rule where they have to be a coordinator for 2 years before they get a head coaching job. Again, if someone knows that more than I do and wants to correct me on that, please do. I'd love to know that. But from what I'm pretty sure they have to be on the team 2 years. Saleh was on the team for a couple of years. D'Amico, I think he was on the team for a couple of years, wasn't he? Not 1, but 2. So I think you have to wait. Hold on. Let me check how many years D'Amico was in. 49ers, DC. In life, playing career, college, blah, blah, blah. Houston Texans, Philadelphia Eagles. All right. So he was promoted to inside linebackers coach 2021. Ryans was promoted defensive coordinator following the departure of Robert Saleh. Following a successful 2020 postseason, the Ryans interview for coach declined a second interview, remained option. So I guess that's not entirely true then, because if he got the job after when Robert Saleh got the job in 2021, and then he got the job in 20, yeah, I guess that's wrong. Then I lied to you. It's not. You don't have to be a coordinator for 2 years. You do not have to be a coordinator for 2 years. Wolfie, man, did you sleep? My friend, Bang Bang Niner Gang. Yep. I did. I did sleep well. I slept super peacefully, super excited. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I tried to sleep in excitement. I was super happy about what we've what we've done and how we've looked compared to other teams. But I did sleep well in that situation. But yeah, I'd say I did. I hope you did too, man. I hope your game was good. I hope you balled out. We've been picked clean and get picks in the draft. Oh, gotcha. Okay, not just me. Because if what's his name goes, then we get a pick in the draft, and then we get a steal. Gotcha. Now you're saying. Like, did you see that dial-up loading sign on my forehead? I was like, beep, 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 beep. But only one of them is officially defensive coordinator. The other one is assistant head coach. Yes, that's true. Robert Saleh might. Brandon Staley, I guess they've only had assistant head coach like one. They've had a different one like every year. So, man, I could have sworn you said you had a game on Monday. But if you didn't, that's okay. That's cool. But only one of them is officially defensive coordinator. Yeah, I think I hope if – all right, so if Brandon Staley gets a job somewhere else as a head coach or whatever, and Nick Sorensen stays, I'd be super happy about that because whatever Brandon Staley had to teach Nick Sorensen, he learned and made this defense great. So hopefully if one of them goes, it's going to be the older guy and Brandon Staley, and Nick Sorensen doesn't go. If our defense keeps up doing what it's doing, yeah, I hope we get him next year and he doesn't become a head coach. That would bum me out. That'd bum me out.
Pretty much every single second.
Okay.
And Roger's going to look up and see Jeffrey Simmons right in front of him.
All right, so we got the schedule in front of us. Check this out. So they are going to beat the Titans. They're going to beat the Patriots. They're going to beat Denver. They're going to beat Minnesota. So that's 4 dubs. That's 4 dubs right there. They're going to lose to Buffalo. Pittsburgh. Just because of that defense. And I feel like Pittsburgh always has like a weird – it always wins games even though their quarterback sucks. I'm going to give them a W. That's 5. Patriots at 6. Houston, that's a loss. Cardinals. You guys are going to like this, but I'm going to predict the Cardinals win this game. I'm going to do it. They got 6 wins. Indy, that's 7. Seattle Seahawks, that's 8. Miami, that's still 8. Jacksonville, that's still 8. The Rams, they're going to beat the Rams, that's 9. Buffalo, are they going to sweep Buffalo? No, I'll give Buffalo a win. And then Miami, I think they take Miami. So they get 10 wins. I got 10 wins. 10 wins. I don't know if you guys like my spirit fingers. 10 wins. Much respect to the Jets. Both teams had a lot of love for each other. Yeah, there was no disrespect. There was no disrespect. Jets, you think they get 11 W's? I can see that. There was that Cardinals one I kind of forced, but I think the Cardinals are better than people give them out credit, or a lot better than people give them credit for. And usually the Cardinals beat playoff teams for some reason. They beat the Cowboys, and I can't remember another team they beat that was a playoff team. That was a shocker. Oh, it was the Eagles, and I think another team. They were very good against playoff teams. And when I saw that last year, I kind of thought to myself, man, this team is one good offseason away from actually being better than the Seahawks and Rams. And they might very well be better than the Seahawks and Rams. And I'm the only one saying that. I'm the only one that's saying the Cardinals might be better than, even though they're the only ones that got better, while Seahawks and Rams got worse. I don't know how I'm the only one saying that. I don't understand it. They're going to make the playoffs. It's possible, dude. If they're the number 2 in the division, it's very possible they could. You guys can give me shit later on in the year if my prediction falls flat in my face. Like if it just becomes shit, give me shit for it. But I got a feeling I'm going to die on that hill. Cardinals are going to be second in the division. I'm dying on that hill. Norway Jets beat Miami. Norway Jets. Norway Jets. Harrison needs to get involved. Yeah, I don't know why Murray was not trying to give him the ball more. That last play where he was wide open, dude, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. And from what I've heard, again, I didn't watch the game, so I didn't watch the entire Arizona game, so don't even come at me here. But from what I've heard, what's his name? Kyler Murray barely even looked Harrison's way and mainly looked who's the other wide receiver on the team's way. He kept targeting another wide receiver that clearly is not better than Harrison. I don't understand, but hopefully they realize their mistake and they realize what Harrison can do. And Kyler Murray now sees him on film and gets him the ball. So if it becomes consistent, like if next week and the week after that, Harrison's not getting the ball, I would be concerned then. I would be concerned. Probably not. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go. Yeah, let's fucking go. All right, so that's Rich Eisen there. Okay, we just let's let him finish.
That's a frightening sight.
And then right around the corner are the currently undefeated New England Patriots.
Yeah.
So
Undefeated
there's
New
that.
Patriots, y'all.
New England's got a home date with Seattle, got to go all the way across the country.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be
Suddenly looks more winnable.
somewhat of an M. Night Shyamalan twist to have the
man.
Patriots come in 2-0 and the Jets 0-2?
Oh,
That would be shocking.
These are not. I mean, this is not out of the realm. But listen, I'm not. I'm just trying to shoot everybody straight with what I saw last night.
Yeah, time of possession too. Nearly 2-1.
Right.
And you had the one drive that was 7 minutes, and then your 9 other drives were a combined 14 minutes. Just
Right.
Not sustainable.
And it's a team game, man.
Yeah.
It's a team game, and I Salah's saying they'll fix it. So, in Robert, you got to trust, man. And Rodgers, like I
Robert, we
said,
trust.
headline: quarterback's healthy. Last year, didn't have it.
Your Super Bowl is your quarterback is healthy. You're really like, well, he's healthy. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh my god, I'm bald. I'm bald. What are you on about? Crack? I don't know about crack. I don't know about crack. What's crack? The only crack I'm aware of is when I'm a plumber. Pats win the chip. They're undefeated, man. They're undefeated. They might go on an undefeated season. They got some vibes, man. They might go undefeated. They're gonna get that 17-0 chip with Jacoby Brissett, man. They're gonna get that chip with Jacoby Brissett. No, you're good, man. I didn't know what you're referring to. You're good. All right, so let's go ahead and listen to Nick Wright for 8 minutes give props to actually Brock Purdy. So this was actually interesting to see. Nick Wright is one of, if you guys do not know this, Nick Wright is one of Brock Purdy's biggest doubters. He constantly tries to find ways to bring him down, constantly tries to find ways that he's not good, etc. He's just one of those guys. Like, he is he doesn't hate the guy like I do Aaron Rodgers, but how I critique Aaron Rodgers and how I'm always going to hate on the dude is kind of how Nick Wright is. But I personally hate. Like, not hate. I don't want to say hate. Hate is such a strong word. I feel like hate needs to be used for like people that you like. I don't want to go into detail, but hate is a strong word. I won't say despise. I despise Nick Wright. Not Wright, but Aaron Rodgers.
I'll read a verbatim text from Brew. Quote, he's outplaying a Hall of Famer.
Was it you that did the per dog? Was it you that brought up per dog? Was it you that Papa? Did you catch per dog? Somebody asked me about it yesterday, and I thought they weren't going to whip out that play until like later in the year, playoffs, when someone doesn't see it coming. So like teams would think it's like a play that was scrapped. I did not think they were going to do that play week 1, but that was a game changer. Personally, I'd like to see it later. I would, because now when someone sees that play unfold, they're going to look for Brock Purdy coming out on a wheel route. So we kind of gave up our cards, I feel like, a little too soon, even though the play didn't work and it almost epically failed. It became one of the worst fumbles in the entire. I swear to God, when Jordan Mason was just running towards a defender, because I don't know whose job it was to stop the edge rusher, but because I can't imagine it was Trent Williams, just smack that defender, dude, and then lose the ball, and it kind of like pops out of his hands. Any split second sooner, that's a fumble. That had me so fucking worried. When I saw him get laid out and the ball like just pops out, he gets it out like just in time to Debo. And then Debo tried to make that into a positive play, did what he could. He would have lost a lot more yards. But Debo does what he does best when he's behind the line and he gets trapped. Whenever Debo gets stuck behind the line with a screen pass, he finds ways to recover yards. Yeah, he's going to lose. Like, he catches the ball, he goes backwards 5-10 yards. There's 10 people, all the entire defense is on him. He'll find a way to get to to make it like a 3-yard loss. He's that good. He's a good guy. Yeah, per dog. He's per dog, per dog, per dog. Let's do it. Woo! And if we get 10K followers, y'all, I will watch the Super Bowl, all the highlights, and I will slowly die inside for your enjoyment. I just figure people like seeing that kind of stuff. So
By leaps and bounds.
Drew said
It's
that whole
true.
chain is off the record.
Oh, is this off?
No, that's fine.
Oh.
If you
Purdy
use the
straight
good stuff.
surgical. Look at that. Purdy last night
He was
started a
surgical,
little
but-
slow, then heated up. Also, when Sauce left the game to catch his wind,
It was weird. That's when he really started
Yeah,
cooking.
No,
6 for
because
6.
Sauce
Yeah.
was all over
Sauce-
the receivers.
right.
He was doing great.
And he
were
wanted
you impressed by a CMC-less 49ers squad, bro?
go
ahead.
ahead. I mean, listen, I was impressed by Brock. Those first couple
I've already heard him say that. I've already heard him say it twice now. And every time I hear that come out of his mouth, you can hear the sincerity of it. It's so trippy.
drives.
I can't believe it.
Wait,
The-
can you say that again?
No, listen.
I think Bruce like, dude, what? What?
Never.
Definitely not.
Guy was in the Super Bowl.
I will continue to just be fair and honest about Brock Purdy. When he plays well, I will tell you. When I think he plays poorly, I will tell you. When I think his numbers are not a reflection of how well or poorly he played, I will tell you. This is an instance where I think he was better than those numbers suggest. I thought that
That's so weird. I feel like he's trying to cover his ass because you know Brock Purdy is gonna be dope. I'm skeptic. I'm skeptic by this response. There has to be some sort of gotcha that he has prepared for the day that Brock Purdy has a shitty game. There's a gotcha in here somewhere. I don't trust it. You guys shouldn't trust it because this is too nice. This is too nice, people.
this was, to me, more impressive than some of his 120 passer rating 3 touchdowns.
Bro, seriously. Let me ask you these questions. I said per dog was going to be displayed yesterday, and then you said maybe during the middle of the season when nobody was going to expect it. Yeah, you were right about that, man. I was totally shocked. I just found out today they use per dog because I didn't see the Brock Purdy going out and doing a real out thing. I was just used to the toss back sweep crap thing. I was so used to that. So I was completely shocked, man. You were right. You were 110% right, dude. I was so shocked by that. Is that Sam Hartman? Do not insult Sam Hartman by putting this guy into Sam Hartman's shoes. I know where you're coming from. He does have the Sam Hartman look, but Sam Hartman's like Gardner Minshew. He's got that Musk, I should say. Because that play was public, I never expected it, but saw it instantly. Yeah, you were like, oh my God, because he talked about Debo talked about how Brock Purdy said that it's a Debo sweep play where the ball gets tossed to Debo and then Brock Purdy tries to get open. And yeah, did not expect it, dude. I don't know why you would use it. You think you would use that when you need to use it. When like you really need like a desperate big play. I just feel like I'm not a head coach and I'm not an offensive coordinator and stuff, but in my opinion, I think we displayed that too soon. Unless we got another trick play in the books somewhere that's like, oh, we used up all our trick plays. Oh, we used up our per dog play. Maybe there's another one out there. Maybe. Because it doesn't make sense to me to use that so soon.
Touchdown games. Because it was a whole weekend of bad quarterback play, essentially, with the rare exception.
True.
As you guys mentioned, it started off looking like he was going to follow in that trend. I think I sent you guys on our off-the-record text chain,
You fucking would do that,
meme
dude.
or a GIF about that. And then after those opening few drives, I thought there was one drive the entire game where he wasn't very good. And it was the one where Aikman got on him a bit, like, oh, that could have been picked, and that was right. And it was like bang, bang, bang. But
and if you want, hey guys, he said bang, bang. He said bang, bang. He's a Niner fan, y'all. He said bang, bang. No, he was Brock Purdy was a little slow at first, but first game of the season, you kind of expect something like that. But when I first saw it, I was like, oh, please don't be don't. I'm gonna give you time to kind of get your flow here, but do not be that quarterback. He had an iffy first quarter, great second quarter. Then in the third quarter, the drive that he's talking about was bad. It came out of absolutely nowhere. He overthrew Juszczyk by like a mile. Got to give Juszczyk credit for trying to catch it. And then he completely ignored Jordan Mason in the flat. Completely ignored him and stayed solely focused on Salbert doing a vertical straight to the end zone. It didn't matter who was covering him. It did not matter the situation of the safety. Brock Purdy was going to throw to Salbert whether he liked it or not. And that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen Brock Purdy do. I'm not going to lie to you. Because he had Jordan Mason right open in the flat for a first down. There was not a defender. The closest defender was 5 yards away from him. That was weird. And I give my opinion on my the live this morning, what I think of it. What I think happened, I'm not giving Kyle Shanahan shit. I'm not saying Kyle Shanahan sucks. I'm not saying, like, how dare he do this? But it sounds to me, because we all know that sometimes Kyle Shanahan says, hey, do this play. Throw it to this guy. He's going to be open no matter what. Kyle Shanahan does that. I feel like Kyle Shanahan failed in that aspect of seeing this coming.
But everything before that?
And when he was told, hey, throw it to this guy no matter what. Because I'd never seen Brock Purdy do that before. It definitely seemed like he was told that no matter what, throw it to this guy. That's what it seemed like to me. He said, bang, bang, Papa. He said, bang, bang. You heard it first. I need to take that clip and put it at like the end of every single one of my videos. So that way I could be like, blah, 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 blah. Aaron Rodgers sucks. Make sure you guys sub. And right at the end, it goes, bang, bang. Oh, that'd be so cool. I need to do that, actually. Alan Lazard, my top op now because he took everything that should have been Wilson. What's up, Samuel? Good you, but or were you? There was somebody who had a game yesterday. Top op now because he took everything that should have been Wilson. Let me guess. You had him on fantasy. Proper with the thumbs up. I like it. I dig it. I know Lazard met him twice. Oh, really? Good dude. I can imagine in an interviews and stuff like that. He seems like a good dude. Seems like a good guy. Miss Juice wide open, ready for a touchdown. Down the side. Did he? He did? What play was that? I know he missed one I know he overthrew Juszczyk, but it was like more of a check down. And it was like it was a terrible throw. It was an overthrow. And then the one he tried through Salbert. I don't remember there being a Juszczyk play though. So he is big in person. Lazard is, yeah, I think so. He's like what, 6'4", 6'5". He's tall. He's a tall receiver. Without a doubt. 2 errant throws. Yeah, it was just that really weird draw. It was just that really weird third quarter drive. We never saw it again. Thank God. When I saw it, I was concerned. He underthrew Kittle, I think. It was such a low ball. I actually was curious because I didn't see him make plays like that until the last time I saw him play like that was in Minnesota. In Minnesota Vikings, when he got a concussion, I saw him make dumb throws like that. So I was thinking, did he get hit in the head? Does he have a concussion right now? Because it was weird. I tried to justify it. I really did. It was a couple plays before he hit him, and Juice almost made that touchdown. It was before that hit him and almost made that touchdown. I got to see that play. Hopefully it wasn't bad. I know there was one play where there was a complete misconnection with Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel thought it was a comeback route. There we go. He thought it was a comeback, and Purdy had it as a deep ball, and I remember him just throwing it deep, and then like there was nobody there. Thank God there wasn't a safety there, but yeah, there was a misconnection there for sure. Aaron Rodgers needs to retire, not gonna lie. I agree, dude. Just needs to go away. He's like the bane of my NFL life existence. I fucking hate him. I gotta stop saying hate. Hate is too strong a word. I despise him. Hate is too strong. Aaron's had a look at the camera. Wife said it's gonna be a meme. Sure enough, it was, dude. He's like, I can't remember what play. It was the interception, right? It was interception on Lenore. He was just like, he threw it to Brandon, but he meant like he didn't see him, and he tried throwing it to Jennings or Brandon. I'll have to check that play out. Because was he under pressure? I don't know the play, so I'm just asking questions. Like, was he under pressure? Was he forced to the left where he couldn't see the guy, or was it just he's standing there, had the opportunity to see him, fully blown missed him, and went to a receiver? Are you saying like that, or was it like was it like a fourth read and he was forced to a side where he missed him? So Yeah, there you go, Samuel. There you go, Samuel. Right there. I'm the biggest hate the way you walk, the way you talk, the way that you dress. And if you sneak this, I'm gonna be direct or some shit. I don't know. Catch flight, it's gonna be direct. Yeah, definitely. Aaron Rodgers is my is it? It's not like us that says that, or is that a Euphoria? I forgot which one has that line in it. But whatever that is, yeah, you definitely had that moment, whatever that song was.
And everything after that was excellent. I thought it, and I didn't think it was super easy layup stuff. Guys, some of the guys were open, but they were still good reads. I thought the play to use check was a good read by Purdy. I thought he played well. And I was watching that game, and because I don't think the Jets defense is bad. No. I don't think they are the best defense in football the way some people expected.
Agreed.
So I thought this was an impressive performance by Brock Purdy,
despite
the numbers looking mediocre.
Well, and Ayuk was completely rusty. He dropped 2
rolling
passes,
to the right,
one of them a perfect
pressure.
ball in the end zone. That would have made the stats look better, obviously.
Because if there was someone who was wide open, he wasn't pressured, like he just stood there and he missed him. That wasn't like the Mason play to Salbert. That wasn't the play to Salbert where he had a pocket, he was clean, he was fine, he was just staring down Salbert, and he completely missed Mason in the flat. So if he was under pressure and he moved to the right and he just completely missed him, I can kind of understand that a lot better. But if I watched the play and I feel like he could have made that play, I'd be disappointed. But he had moments. He did have moments that resembled what quarterbacks were doing in week 1. However, he had significantly less moments than other quarterbacks in the NFL. I am dying. Sorry. I'm being so for real, though. Do I committee Fresno State? I'm an SG for basketball. Nice, dude. Do it. Become a star, man. Put all your fucking effort into it, dude. Do the best you can. Be that guy, dude. Be a leader. Make plays. Be assist. Then make plays. That was rough, BA. That boy needs to buy a Higgs machine. Yeah, he was bad. He was pretty bad that game. That touchdown, I know a lot of people were saying like he did have to put effort into jumping for it. I get that part, but I've said this before in my previous live. He's not reaching for it with one hand. He's not like doing some full-on extension and trying to get on the tippy toe with his fingers. It was here. And he dropped it. I don't care if you're flying in the air. I don't care if you're backflipping. If the ball is right here in front of your face, you're catching that. If he flew out of the end zone, that's not his fault. But if he had he was catching the ball with his chest. Ayuk was catching the ball with his chest all game. Now, I know he had 4 targets, had 2 catches, 2 drops. But he attempted it, the 2 catches that he had, he caught it with his chest. And then the touchdown, that was bad. That looked like he was trying to reel it into his chest, not grab it and then bring it into his chest. He went backwards. It's the weirdest thing. So yeah, it was Samuel. So I thought 42-0. Oh, dude. Oh, that's crazy, dude. 42-0. I hope you weren't too hard on losers, man. I hope you were humble. 42-0. That's crazy, dude. Congrats, man. Congrats, dude. That's crazy. I hope you contributed. I hope you did good. If you're a sideline guy, I hope you did a very good job of doing this. I hope you were a very good NPC. My grammar is bad, so bad. It's okay, dude. I do fat fingers all the time. I type really fast, mess up my words. It comes to a point where you just got to understand that, I played flag and had 17. What the fuck? That's a lot of TDs, brother. I got to do nothing at safety because our D-line killed them every play. Nice. I was spitting reps starting. Okay, you're splitting reps. Well, I'll be. If your D-line's eating, it kind of sucks that you're not seeing your D-line's not letting up or anything like that. So, but your time will come. I'm sure at some point you're going to face a team that's good. I'm sure, and your time will come. And just be prepared, man. Just be prepared. Never lighten up. Never, because at some point that D-line of yours could fuck up, man. And then it happens. It happens. It takes one play.
I want to throw this out at you, Nick.
Running back who chose basketball
until further notice.
Tall
is
enough,
the best
man.
Running back.
That was a good choice.
Now we'll see.
Running back is not the best choice, I think, to be in football. You don't get paid as much. And your shelf life isn't very long. I think it's one of like the worst positions to be like super good at outside of kicker and punter, because you just don't get paid at all.
Does Saquon pass him this year? Does Henry? Henry's just a totally different type of running back. Like,
Florida,
I want to throw this
10
at you,
flags pulled.
and I'm not saying this to diminish McCaffrey.
Jesus, that's a coaching problem. 10 flags.
Because you said rightly that Purdy has the shadow of Jimmy G. Even though Jimmy G's not better than him, they won with Jimmy G. McCaffrey kind of has the shadow of their running success before him. They got to the Super Bowl with Raheem Mostert and Matt Breida.
Well, I was like, what do you mean? He was a baller in Carolina. Like what? He proved that he was a great player in Carolina. So I don't think he carries the shadow that Purdy does, because Purdy didn't play somewhere else to be somebody else, like to prove like that I could be this guy without this system, etc. I do not think it's the same, because Chris McCaffrey's already proven that he was an all-pro elite running back that could do everything before he went to San Francisco. Does he benefit from Kyle Shanahan's run plays? Sure, of course. Why not? But to say that he's in the shadow of Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson, all the successful running backs the 49ers had in the past, disagree. I don't think he would be Offensive Player of the Year. I don't think anyone would think he'd be an MVP candidate if that was the case. But I do know what he's saying, but I do not agree.
They have always had, once Garoppolo got there and they became a pretty good team, they've always had a good run game under Kyle Shanahan, regardless of who. Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson.
He'd go back to his dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. McCaffrey obviously showed what he could do in Carolina. We know he's a great back, but I don't know that their run game would have been any better yesterday with McCaffrey. He's a better receiver than these other guys.
It would have been better. It would have been better, but not by much, I don't think. Because I think that I'm not trying to take away. I don't want to take away from Jordan Mason when I say this. CMC would have took the ball further at times with the holes that Jordan Mason was given. Christian McCaffrey would have gotten the ball more in the passing game. I think Christian McCaffrey would have done a lot more in that offense if he was healthy. What they asked Jordan Mason to do, quite literally from George Kittle himself, he said that they did basic outside zone plays, and that they themselves were shocked that it worked as good as it did. So got to give credit to Jordan Mason for finding those holes like I talked about earlier. But Christian McCaffrey can find those holes too, those same ones, and make those big plays and do a lot more.
Right. So listen, for McCaffrey, it is also that he did seem to supercharge that offense the moment he got there mid-season a couple years ago. Jimmy G played the best football of his life. That they've been, the most success they ever had have been since he's been there. But we also know
you got some recognition.
Christian McCaffrey was a multiple-time All-Pro before he ever set foot in San Francisco.
Jesus Christ, Samuel. You're such a hater, man. I love it. That's funny. I love it, dude. That's funny. He's missed 2 games since he's been with the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey has. This one and the one before. He was injury prone in Carolina, but if the 49ers, he's solid. He's only missed 2 games.
But you are treading close to what I think. This is why I don't think we disagree on Purdy as much as others. If someone came out today and said Jordan Mason, top 5 back in football.
It's what you got. If you got to practice like Kobe, if you ever want to be like that good, it's got to be like your world. Friends are going to be like, hey, you want to go out and do this? Hey, babe, you're going to have a girlfriend that's going to want to do this, do that, do that. Nah, you're going to have to make sacrifices. If you want to be good, you want to be great, you have to make sacrifices. And that's one of them. Salen got some running back reps. Yes, he did. And I do not like that. I did not like that at all. When I saw him getting reps in the second quarter, I'm not saying furious, but I was very disappointed because I think that the other running backs should have got a load, especially since, no offense to Debo, and I keep saying it, he wasn't very good yesterday. He looked slow as shit. I'm just saying, Mason equals Mostert. I would take Mason over Mostert. I know Mostert's fast. I get that. But I think Mostert was a good one cut, go super fast and take it to the house guy. But Jordan Mason can not only can he catch better, I think, than Mostert from what I've seen. Jordan Mason is very good at dodging tackles, breaking tackles, finding weird holes. Mostert, he would find a hole, and if the hole was successful, he would take it out. But he was not very good at like really finding the hole and dodging like 20 different players and stuff like that. Like Mostert was a good, fast running back, but I would much rather have Jordan Mason for sure. I saw Devontae Smith too. I'm a big fan of Devontae Smith. I was upset when he went to the Eagles. Wasn't a fan of that. It was a wild take. Yeah, I mean, I see where he's coming from because they were very successful in Kyle Shanahan's system, and they were very good running backs in Kyle Shanahan's system. They were undrafted. I see where he's coming from with that, but I do disagree. I think Mason is better than Mostert for sure, in my opinion. And Dante Culpepper taught me how to throw a football when I was, oh shit, and you're surrounded by fucking all-stars, brother. Like at that point, you need to know what it takes to be a good player at that point. At that point, you got to know. You got to know. Low key, I got an arm. I can throw a ball 40 yards. I've never played QB before. 4 yards, not my friend, no offense, is not it's not flex worthy. 40 yards is like noodle arm. When someone says you got an arm, you can throw it 70, you can throw it 70, 60, something around yards, but past 50 for sure. That's too much. Mason's great Mostert. I'll go with that. Yeah, but I know what you mean. I see what you're saying because like I do think Mason benefits from the run Kyle Shanahan scheme just as much as Mostert did. But in the end, I do think Mason is better as a running back. I played QB. We were down 13-0, came in the second half and won 13. We won 31-13. I'm a sophomore in high school. My starting QB barely throws 60. I don't know how far a high school quarterback normally throws. I guess I'd see maybe 70 yards might be harsh for a high school quarterback, but maybe like 50, 60 yards. But I do think 40. I just think 40 is just way too. It's not far enough. But if he could throw 60 in high school, you keep switching up. I'm all about the switching. My QB toss is 73 with no pressure. You hear that, Samuel? Oh, yeah? My QB throws 73 yards. I'm just giving you shit, Milwaukee. I'm just giving you shit. With no pressure. I love it. That's awesome. I love it. All right.
Well, right. And it'd be like, well, what do you want him to do? What do you, Wilds, what do you want him to do?
But this is the difference. Nobody would realistically say that today.
Okay,
But if Jordan Mason did this for a year and a half, then you might start saying that.
Right. But if Jordan Mason did it for a year and a half, I still think some people would be like, well, he's good and maybe better than he should have been as an undrafted player. But we have seen Raheem Mostert. We have seen Matt Breida. We have seen the guys that Kyle's dad Mike did with it. We would always do that. And especially if he then left the Niners, went somewhere else and was bad.
Well, if his body betrayed him.
And the next guy stepped in and was great. I think we always all do that type of stuff because if someone right now came out and said, man, I think Jordan Mason, the whole league missed on him. I think he is a top 10 back in this league. And I think next week, but let's say next week, because he's probably going to play. Mm-hmm. He has 20 carries for 105 yards. I think Wilds or people similar could be like, well, what more do you want the guy to do? Like, what do you like? And so that to me is, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Well, you're not asking, you're asking him, you don't crown a guy 2 weeks in, first of all. You don't crown him. He looks good. It's promising. It's awesome to see, but you want to see consistency. And that's the thing. What more can he do? What more can he do is be consistent. Next game, is he good? Next game after that, is he good? Next game after that, is he going through different kind of schemes and different kind of defenses that figure out a certain player at some point? If you're consistently good throughout the entire year, and you have great statistics, then yeah, you deserve your flowers. But if you just got in there 2 weeks, then no, that's too soon to be throwing flowers.
Just, look, all these guys are excellent.
Of course.
Ayuk, Kittle, Debo, McCaffrey. But Brock might be the straw that stirs the drink. Like last night, Ayuk did nothing. Debo kind of showed flashes.
I thought Debo was really
yeah, he was good. Kittle is Kittle. But Purdy was the straw that stirred the drink last night, even without McCaffrey.
I thought that was
Could
my
say better
nickname for
myself.
the record. I kind of took that this century.
The straw this
Yeah, that's my thing.
Okay, now I know.
I agree. I think that Purdy was the best player. No, not the best player, but he was the straw that, like, he was one that made everything go. He's the offense. He was one that made the offense chug along and be as good as it was. I know Jordan Mason was a stud, but I think that with Brock Purdy's play and his throws and the things they made, the command of the offense, yeah, without a doubt, Brock Purdy was the catalyst for sure. Best player was Jordan Mason, though. Got to give Jordan Mason credit for that. All right, guys, that's everything. We talked about CMC's injury. It looks like he has Achilles tendonitis. His return is literally unknown. He's day-to-day, but we don't know. NFL has come out and said that the 49ers are not going to get punished for the Friday night bundle with Jordan Mason just because he was questionable and there wasn't a full-on confession that, hey, Jordan Mason actually knew this. So we're good there. And then what else? Aaron Rodgers being a whiny little bitch, but even though he did say he could play better. So whatever. If you want to take that as a humble, nice fucking thing to say, he said that. But anyway, and then you got Rich Eisen saying the defense needs to play better and stuff. I think the 49ers, I think quarterback needs to play better, but I do agree just a little bit better from the Jets, but we'll see. And then we got Nick Wright right here. Finally giving Brock Purdy his flowers, man. It took so long. It should have happened last year when he went to the Super Bowl, for fuck's sakes, but that didn't happen. So I'm super happy that Nick Wright is finally coming around. He's slowly coming around so that we can't give him enough shit to be like, okay, I've been a believer all year. And it's like, shut the fuck. I know what you're doing, man. I know what you're doing. You're a hater. And the day that you admit that, okay, he's this good, he's this great of a quarterback, I'm going to just soak in it. Speed like, and then I need to do like a montage of all the bullshit things that Nick Wright said, and then at the very end, all the great things he has to say about Brock Purdy. That's what I need to do. That's what needs to happen. All right, so let me go ahead and look at these comments real quick, and then we'll go ahead and get the fuck out of here. My JV Cooper Nah bro is like 6'2", pushing 200 pounds right now, and he's in high school. At least 200 though. It's not bad. I'm 250. I'm pretty fat myself. Pedigree with Shanny should show his potential. Yeah, yep. My QB is 6'4", 230, built like Richardson. Richardson's a stud. I like Richardson. Good stream. Thanks, man. I tried. It always feels weird because I'm just kind of ranting and talking. So I really don't know how these things go. So I appreciate the love. Now they are smoking the same. That's funny. I would agree with you if this was his first year, but we've seen what he could do for a few years now, and he's been very consistent. You're talking about Jordan Mason? Word salad. Oh, coach wants me to get snaps. When did you know? Friday? Word salad. Yeah. I don't think he actually knew. I think he just had a good feeling, and I think that they told him there's a good chance that you're going to start, just based on his hesitation to describe when he knew. So just based on that, get ready, yeah, stuff like that. So, but I'm trying to figure out. See ya. Gonna walk my dog. Take care of the dog. Dogs are important, bro. Dogs are important. They're best friend. They're awesome. Yes. All right, guys. Thank you, everyone who decided to come to this live. Give your opinion. I love to hear it. I love the conversation. It's awesome. Proper 49er, good to hear you, man. Glad you subbed. Good dude. Papa J, always good to see you. Milwaukee, good to see you too, brother. Try not to pick fights with other QBs. Try not to get QBs to fight other QBs, please. That'd be great. Samuel, congrats on dominating that game, dude. Good luck next week. Who else was up in this bitch? I think that was it. If I'm missing anyone else, I apologize. I did not go far enough. Much love to everybody here. All love, fam. Sub if you like the content. Like if you like the video. All love, fam. And I'll see you next video.